Hi again, Shotzi's here. And this is now the fourth installment of this guitar player. And I am using a 6B pencil at the moment, softer than what I had used previously. Now I'm going to continue to try to get the real darks in and do a little bit of fine tuning where I'm able. And I think this sketch has in it an important lesson for me, and I hope for you, is about getting dark too quickly. And I think I did in a couple of places. One is her nose. I put a pretty dark mark when I had her nose up higher and never really fully been able to get rid of it. I could use an eraser, of course, but without the eraser. And also her arms and hands. It'd be hard to kind of change them very much right now. I don't feel they're where they should be. I'm going to continue and persist and work through it. But I'm aware that they put limits. Once I got really dark, it put limits on what I was able to do. And even, I guess, part of the seat of her pants. But now I put in some pretty dark fingers, and she has a very, very tiny hand. And I think in the initial photograph, her hand was not quite so small. And her other hand is quite abnormally large. So I'm going to try and put some really dark around, and that will help fade that one mark on her nose a little bit. Kind of recover from that one, but I can't really do much with the hands right now. I just made the fingers too dark. I'm committed to those. So again, I'm going to push forward with the drawing. There are things about it I like, and I really believe in what Bob Ross said a long time ago, no mistakes, only happy accidents. I'm going to go with this and see what happens. And as per usual, I'll keep moving all around. That whole arm and hand isn't quite working for me. So I'm okay with the gesture part. Now put in some guitar strings. And the guitar neck, of course, also is not quite on the angle I would like it. I'm putting in the frets. They get wider as you move up the neck. It's a bit darker. Even the top, it's not really well placed. So I'm trying to do the best I can, but I didn't leave myself a lot of maneuverability. I'm now switching to, this is an 8B pencil, or it might be a 7B, but it is certainly softer than the one I used previously. As I move further along in the drawing, the amount of change I'm going to notice is smaller and smaller, and there really are some things that, as I said before, without an eraser, I can't really change. You can see I'm holding the pencil. When I want to do some fine-tune work, I hold it in the way we learned how to hold a pencil back in grade school. But for the most part, I'm trying not to hold it that way, to keep myself loose. There, I was having trouble with getting the neck nice and straight. It's kind of a bit curved, or something is not quite right. But I said before, I'm going to persist and continue as far as I can, and realize that there were some spots where I just went too dark a little too quickly. Not chastise myself for that, but help me remember the next time. I'll count this as a study. So it's both a study of the figure, but also a study of my process, and trying to, without judgment, just see what I could do differently the next time. And remember that very important lesson. Here I'm with actually a 9B pencil. I recognize that pencil. So this is the softest pencil, but I've really kind of done the darks as dark as they're going to get for now. And I'm just going to kind of finish up and chalk this one up to experience. Some parts I like, some parts I'm dying to use an eraser, but I'm not going to. I may do another study of the same person, but I think this will be it for this drawing. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you will tune in next time to another drawing. Thanks. Bye-bye.